So as it was said, I am data evangelist of the Toloka AI, and I will try to tell today why we were created, on which purpose, and how can we be helpful or suitable for the Turkey community, AI community. And yeah, it will be connected with data labeling for ML, because that's mainly what was like our the main core, the main idea of the creation of our company. So the agenda will be pretty fast. I have 15 minutes, but I'll try to fit in and give as much useful information as I can. So I'll start with a general idea, like what is the need for AI, which we try to cover with our niche. Then I'll try to give a very fast overview who we are and what we do, and especially about our core products like Toloka crowdsourcing platform. And I'll try to explain what is crowdsourcing in particular for somebody who doesn't know that. And then the most interesting part is case studies and our plans in Turkey, which will be particularly interesting to us, and I hope to you also. So where do we stand, where it will all started? So usually I love to start that there is like two approaches, data-centric and ML-centric in AI. And data-centric approach is pretty much trending in the last 5 years because like always the concentration was around models in machine learning, research and everything, and it's pretty developed field. But when it comes to data, there is not a very well-known framework, a very well-known golden standard for finding it for ML algorithms, apart from the other two pillars of AI, such as hardware and algorithms, which are well-known where to find and where to host. So, okay, we're coming to a problem. Data for ML is very important because like your machine learning models are as good as data that you train them on, but where to do it, where to find it. And yeah, quality AI now, it demands like a lot of high quality data in a big flow, especially for a very interesting specific solutions like in CV as an autonomous driving, in search relevance, in translation, and in many more fields. And I would say like a data-centric approach, it comes from supporting with data every like stage of machine learning pipeline, starting from the training and ending up in the monitoring ML models in the production in the industry. So we were like, okay, this is such an interesting niche, the data, that part, and we would love to support it. We would love to be the one who helped to create like a scene where you can come and you can get your data labeled and you can get your data set gathered. And for any type of the problem, it can be easy, as easy for an engineer is to create like a simple ML model and to train it. So what we try to approach, actually, we try to cover all of the pipeline of machine learning models in production, starting from the creation of the model, testing some hypothesis, some idea, like, for example, if you want to find your startup on some idea and you're testing the proof of concept and you need some data for your models, and ending up when you're fully set it up in production and you have like models which you need to monitor and adjust to the shifting nature of the data out in the world. So we are here with supporting with our crowdsourcing platform and the other products built upon it. So here you can see what we managed to build around it. And I will firstly start with like our main core. It's our data collection and labeling platform. To explain what is that for the people who doesn't know what crowdsourcing is, it's you can imagine a place where meet two types of the people: requesters who need data labeled or gathered in a very scalable formats in like a lot of high quality data sets with a huge amount of data, and the people who can do it, the crowd, multilingual, very different crowd from all over the world, which is labeling or gathering data for some small profit. And the platform task here is to connect these two crowds and make the connection between them as smooth as possible and as technological as possible. So you're not like communicating with each other, you're communicating through a tool which helps to make this communication smooth and technological and AI-like. And of course, upon that, we built our platform, and we started also like developing in other ML fields, because when you have like huge crowd which can label your tasks. You can create and create transfer learning models. That's how we created our adaptive ML models, like block, where you can solve pretty much with our cases, I would say, any problem. And yeah, we're developing also an ML problem or ML platform, which will be for solving and hosting some models and like working around with them. But I always support the idea that ethical AI is about being democratized. So we try to be like from engineers to engineers. So our products have open API, so you can work always yourself with our pipelines, with our platform. And for like workflow orchestration systems, which are commonly used, we have integrations with Prefect and Airflow. So about the crowdsourcing platform in itself, why it's interesting to use it and why it's like unique and significant. Firstly, it's designed for a versatile use cases, so you can try to use it for gathering data in e-commerce, which is most popular field recently, but also in NLP, CV, voice assistants, and many more. And what is even more interesting, I would say, like we managed through the 8 years of our existence, develop the like multilingual crowd with the 40+ languages among the world. And of course, Turkish is among them. It's actually in the top 5 languages spoken on the platform. That's why we're so interested in the market. So you can always adapt your products. Like I would say, like in general, ML products, like ML companies all around the globe have kind of similar problems. Of course, paired with a specific of a country. So it's always important to test your data on a local crowd, gather it with a local crowd. And yeah, so we try to make it pretty much technological. So you don't have to like work with the crowd. You have to work with an engineering tooling system, which is pretty much combined for creating solutions for you, I would say, as smooth as possible. We have global crowd. And yeah, of course, we care about security. So the most interesting part, which I actually love, is to talk like not about how great we are, because yeah, as a data evangelist, I'm supposed to talk about that, but about actually the things that we have done and what like in Turkey can be done with our platform based on our previous experience. And also I would like to share a little bit of our plans, what we would love to do at your vast AI field. So I can be a little bit like happy to share that we had to work with a pretty much significant businesses. So for example, for Yandex, we helped to significantly increase the quality of the search engine, which is, I would say, pretty well known in a lot of parts in the world. And also we're working with huge e-commerce services, for example, with AliExpress, to increasing the quality of the search and in the marketplace. But of course, it's not only limited to search, as I stated, but it's also can be like CV or NLP or something. Like, for example, with Nazi, we did a CV project. So let's look at the specific cases. Here on the right, you can see an interface, which is like, okay, here it's kind of a little bit anonymized and made not exactly like on platform, but pretty much that's what the labelers will see when they will open a project, a task related to some like your company idea, what you want to get labeled or gathered. And this is our project that we used for big businesses, big e-coms, which are labeling hundreds of thousands of data every day to calibrate their search at e-com master like marketplaces, and which helps to increase GMV and which helps to increase conversity, because like the more high quality search you have in your marketplace, the more, of course, buys the customers will perform at the end. Okay, there are several types of search relevance projects. Why I'm talking all about them, because e-commerce is very popular for calibrating data, because it's always about like, you know, buys and money, and who doesn't love money. So here it's another interface which can be done for labelers to choose what is more like from their perspective is more nice, more appropriate. So how with that you can moderate the customer satisfaction score with an interface, or make the process of buying more easy. And that is done with your basically target audience, because you can sub-select a crowd from crowdsourcing from, for example, Turkey, and like some specific, like based on the specificity of your product, some certain characteristics of the crowd. Also, we did a project for moderation. That's my favorite topic because I was like previously working in a advertisement moderation team. And what I can say from my perspective, moderation is always about changes in the world, and they are very fast. So environment changes, news are rising, and new topics becoming, like, for example, inappropriate, new spam is created. And for like safety and clarity of your brand and business, it's good when everything is moderated. So here, like, the human crowd is better with catching the new trends of, like, for example, fraud than ML algorithms, which can be used as like a hybrid approach, human labeling and ML models for creating a very safety moderation system for your businesses. Of course, we also done some projects with CV. There are some interesting ones with self-driving cars, where you need to label the data around you to not be scared of snowflakes or bump into the trees, or it's face recognition. I would say any CV company starting their startup, they need some supporting data for that. And that's exactly what we can provide. Also, for example, if you're doing a self-realization of your business, or you want to automate your business processes, you would like to do, for example, a document recognition. And for that, yeah, we also have a solution, and we have done it. It actually helps a lot to reduce costs when everything for you is automated. For a speech annotation, it's also a very valid case because, you know, when you're starting a speech annotation, there is always a problem with like the people based on their language, based on their like speech apparatus, like characteristics, based on their age, or maybe on their health issues. They're having different voice patterns. And for a for a speech assistant, you always need to gather this variety of data to increase the quality. So that's how you can gather it scalably from the crowdsourcing. And I think, very fast, but for me, it's the most heartwarming and important part. I really hope that since Turkey is a very vibrancy for AI and ML, and there is a huge market and a lot of companies which having maybe the similar interests, the similar fields that we already worked on and worked in, we can be here a huge help with developing some like data-centric AI quality approach to your ML production and be a great support. And actually, like, I would say that Toloka might be a good fit because, as I said, like Turkish language is one of the most popular on the platform. So we have a lot of crowd which is local to you and can actually help us spot the flaws in the businesses and increase all the business metrics which are worrying people nowadays. So I would love to talk about that myself as a data evangelist. But also I would love to like introduce, share with you our materials and community and else. So here is a QR code for our landing, but you can keep in touch, and I'm always very happy to answer and help people. So thank you very much.